just I want to refresh your memory regarding the last lecture. In last lecture, we have discussed the concept of cruelty. And the concluding remark I have given that the cruelty cannot be defined. Boundaries cannot be created. But boundaries cannot be created, but in spite that, there are certain places where the cruelty has been defined. I have just narrated that places. Now, after that, we have divided the cruelty into two kinds: physical cruelty, another is called as mental cruelty. So far as the physical cruelty, I have given few cases and discussed what is the meaning of the physical cruelty, what is necessary in the physical cruelty, physical violence, and the second thing, that there must be injury also. So there must be a physical violence and resulting that physical violence into the injury, then it will only come under the category of physical cruelty. Now I am coming on the mental cruelty. And so far here, certain propositions are being laid down by the courts. Certain propositions are being laid down by the court. And here, the case which I want to put before you, this is the decision of the Supreme Court. And the year of the decision is 1994. The name of the case is Bhagat versus Bhagat. Okay, don't be confused. Earlier, I have given one case that was the Bhagavat versus Bhagavat. And this was actually decision of the High Court. Right now, I am referring the decision. This is the decision of the Supreme Court. And the name of case is different. This is Bhagat, not Bhagavat. So therefore, please do not confuse. Here, in Bhagat versus Bhagat, actually here, the Supreme Court has defined the meaning of the mental cruelty. Here, it has been pointed out that what is the meaning of the mental cruelty? If by the conduct which inflicts upon other parties such mental pain and suffering as would it if not possible for other party to live with the other party. So here actually the main emphasis given by the Supreme Court is that what is the cruelty? Here it has been pointed out that cruelty means a conduct, and that conduct is being done by one of the parties to the marriage, and if by that conduct the mental pain or the suffering, would arise to the other party. So if there is any mental pain and if there is any suffering, then naturally it has been categorized as mental cruelty. Now, here one thing is very essential so far as the mental cruelty is concerned. I have already pointed out. In relation to mental cruelty, here the status of parties are very important. Why the status of the parties are very important? Because actually this is the mental attitude, mental latitude, this is very important. Since the mental attitude or mental latitude of a person is not the same with the other person, some persons are very sensitive, some persons are not so sensitive. I have already pointed out so far as the cruelty is concerned. Here, the educational status of the parties, economic status of the parties, their life sophistication, all the things are very important. So therefore here one thing is very relevant in relation to mental cruelty, and that is that what is the social status and educational level and other relevant factor of the parties. According to that, the mental cruelty may be just. So I have also given the example that some language is not a conduct of cruelty for one party, but even a sophisticated remark by one party, other party, it may create the cruelty. It depending upon the status of the party. It will depend upon the status of the party. If the party's status, educational status, if all are the same, all are different, naturally the conduct which may be for one as a cruelty may not be other for the cruelty. Now, so far as the mental cruelty, another case I want to put before you. The name of the case is Parveen Mehta versus Inderjeet Mehta. This is actually decision of again the Supreme Court 2002. Here again the Supreme Court defined the mental cruelty and explained that what is the mental cruelty. Supreme Court has pointed out mental cruelty is a state of mind and feeling. This is a state of mind that is very important. And feeling that is important. Some persons I have pointed out that they are very sensitive. Some persons are not sensitive. So that's why here state of mind and the feeling that is very important. Here the court in this case further explained that in the case of the mental cruelty, this is a matter of inference which is drawn by the parties. In the same circumstances, in the same language, if the parties are different, naturally the same language may hurt one party in a very sensitive way, and the same language may not hurt the other party in the same way. So that's why here it is very important for mental cruelty. The party's position, it is very relevant. If the party's position you are considering, that's why I am repeating again and again, so far as the cruelty is concerned, it cannot be defined. And Parliament understand this thing well. Therefore, the Parliament has left the term cruelty in the hand of the court, that the court should decide whether this conduct is the conduct of cruelty or not. Now I am coming on the cases where the mental cruelty is being involved. Two cases I have referred where the meaning is being explained by the Supreme Court. One was that Bhagat versus Bhagat. The second was that Parveen Mehta versus Inderjeet Mehta. Now, so far as the fact-wise, I want to point out here certain more cases. Sripad Chand versus Vasanta. This is another case, and this is the decision of the Mysore High Court. I am repeating again the name of the case, Sripad Chand versus Vasanta. This is Mysore High Court decision, and the fact of the case is very interesting. You can very well infer that how the mental cruelty is being actually judged by the Mysore High Court. In this case, actually, the conduct of the wife was responsible for mental cruelty. In this case, the wife having the nature of quarreling, she always abuses the husband on the trifling issues. Therefore, the husband always been under the sleepless night and suffering a mental agony. So here the conduct of the wife that was responsible for creating the mental agony to the husband, and the husband was not able to take a sound sleep. There are so many nights he spent without any sleep. Now, because of the conduct of the wife, she was having the quarreling nature. She always abused the husband. She, on even small issues, abusing the husband. So actually these are the things which are very important. And here, further, the impact of this wife's conduct was that the husband became the laughing stock in the locality. On the one occasion, this is being actually coming out from the pleading, that on one occasion, she caught the collar of the husband in a bus and abused him. On the other occasion, she made husband to cook the food and when husband cooked the food and served to the wife threw the plate on the face of the husband and made a comment that what rubbish food you have prepared. Those are actually reasons. By this reason, actually, the husband became a laughing stock, not only for the locality, but from their office colleagues also. So these are the facts which are being actually narrated. And it has been pointed out that here the conduct of the wife that was coming under the category of the cruelty. So this is a very important case. Here there was a mental agony in the mind of the husband, and this mental agony was due to the conduct of the wife. So this is one case where actually this has been explained that what is the meaning of the mental cruelty. After this case, here another case I want to put before you, and by this case also the court tried to explain that what is the meaning of the mental cruelty. In this case, even one party is willfully interfering in the conduct of the other party. One party without any justification. If one party interfering in the affairs of the other parties, naturally it has also been considered as cruelty. Now in this line, actually there is one case, Kalpana versus Surendra. Here wife refused to cook the tea when the husband friends came in the husband's house. Not only this, sometimes some cases also came where the wife lodged a criminal case against the husband, and it has been pointed out this is the case of the mental cruelty. There is one decision which is known as the landmark decision, particularly in the mental cruelty, and the decision is given by the Supreme Court, and the name of the case is Dastani versus Dastani. I am repeating again the name of the case, Dastani versus Dastani. This is one of the landmark decision where the Supreme Court has actually found that wife again here found that she was guilty of the conduct which is categorized as conduct of cruelty. Now here actually wife always searching the opportunity just to degrade the husband. Sometime she pass comment to the sometime pass the comment against the husband or against the relative of the husband, and day and night she was abusing the husband and the relative of the husband. She also made a comment that it is better that you should burn your father's book and smear the ash on your face so the person could know you that what you are. These comments actually is very important comments, and here through pleading it also came that one day she tore her Mangal Sutra and make a comment that I am interested to know the news then when you will be dead. Not only this, her behavior was also towards the children that was very hard. She was thrashing the children when they were under the fever. Not only that, in the night, she switched on the light and sit on the head of the husband. So all these things has been categorized as a conduct of cruelty. This is a very landmark decision of the Dastani versus Dastani. Here, the case is of the mental cruelty. Wife always doing something by which the husband's prestige should be lowered down. Her behavior was not only against the husband, her behavior was also against the relatives of the husband. Her behavior was also against the children. She also threatened that she may commit the suicide. So all these things which she did, naturally it has been categorized that this is the case of the mental cruelty. Now, one more case I want to put before you. The name of the case is Balbir versus Dheeraj Das. This is Punjab and Haryana High Court 1979. Here actually the husband denied medical treatment to the wife on the first day of her arrival. So after the marriage, when the wife arrived on the first day of the arrival, here the husband refused to go for the medical treatment for the wife. So this was also considered as a case where the husband has been categorized as committing the conduct of cruelty. Now, so far as 1976 is concerned, when the 1976 amendment you discuss it, you will find that the concept of the cruelty which was given earlier, this concept of cruelty has been made more wider, very wider. The concept of cruelty has been made very wider because in 1976 amendment, the word only cruelty has been written. Therefore, here the court has interpreted the term cruelty in a very wider way. We can say that here the courts after 1976 expanded the meaning of the cruelty. Now, I want to put the cases before you. And the first category of the case I want to put you, where if there is a false accusation of adultery or unchastity, false accusation, false insinuation of adultery or unchastity by one party to another party. Here one thing is very sensitive. I want to point out, so far as the character of the parties are concerned, if there is a false accusation and this false accusation proves to husband, then the court has taken very light way. But when there is a false accusation towards the wife, naturally the court was very serious on the point because the character of the female could consider it is very important one. Name of the cases I am putting before you: Kusum Lata versus Kamta Prasad. This is Allahabad High Court decision 1965. Here actually the husband made false accusation of adultery against the wife, orally as well as also in the pleading, as well as notice which was served through the liar. It also contained this accusation of adultery against the wife. And the court propounded that this is a conduct of cruelty. So if some character or some false charges are being levied by the husband towards the wife, naturally this conduct is being categorized as conduct of the cruelty. Similarly, also in Saptami versus Jagdish, this is another case. In Saptami versus Jagdish, this is the case of the Calcutta High Court I have already referred. In Saptami versus Jagdish, husband always called the wife as a prostitute, as a woman of street. It was considered that this is the remark which was passed by the husband. Naturally, it had the impact on the mind of the wife. Therefore, it has been categorized that this is a conduct of the cruelty from the side of the husband. Now, similarly also, in the case of Parasaram versus Kamleshi, this is the decision of the Punjab and Haryana Court 1962. Here actually this case is very different. Here the charge which is being levied that allegation was immorality. It was very vague. It was very vague. Therefore, the High Court has pointed out this is not a conduct of the cruelty. So in this case, Parasaram versus Kamlesh, here the charge of immorality was being labeled in the written statement. But simultaneously in Delhi High Court, in Puspa versus Kishan, it has pointed out that false charge of adultery in the cross-examination and deposition, it has been pointed out this is the conduct of the cruelty. So that's why here we can very well understand that what is the stand which is taken by the court. Here in the one way, the court is interpreting the cruelty in a very wider sense. And this is very important to note that if there is a charge of adultery, naturally this is a serious charge. And once it is being proved this is false, then the court has taken it very seriously. After that, another important thing, quarreling between the wife and mother-in-law. Quarreling between the wife and mother, not mother-in-law, better to say mother, because this is the quarrel between the daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law. And here the court was not very serious. Court has pointed out this is actually common phenomenon where there is a quarrel between the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. And this is a normal wear and tear of the life. Therefore, the court was not serious on the point. The second thing which is also very important, the name of the case here is Yashodabai versus Krishnamurthy. This is the case of Karnataka High Court. And here it has been pointed out that if there is only quarrel between the daughter-in-law and the mother-in-law, so this cannot be called as a cruelty. Similarly, also in another case, Renu versus Sanjay Singh, this is the Allahabad High Court 2000, where the wife was being actually alleged that she has misbehaved with the parent of the husband, but the court was not serious in that thing also. So this is actually the cases, particularly on the cruelty. Now, so far as the demand of the dowry, if the husband is demanding the dowry, naturally this is a clear case of the cruelty. Here, so far as the husband and wife's relations are concerned, husbands and wife's relation, if that relation is being tense, why? Because one of the party persistently refusing to have a marital intercourse, then naturally it has also been pointed out this is a conduct of cruelty. Because for married life, sexual intercourse has been interpreted by the parties as a healthy and useful for the husband and wife both. That's why here the court was very clear on that point. The name of the case I want to put before you, Shakuntala versus Om Prakash. Here, the comment of the court I want to put before you, a normal and healthy sexual relationship is one of the basic ingredients of a happy and harmonious marriage. So if one party is refusing to have a sexual intercourse, whereas another party is very much anxious about that, then it has also been considered that this is a conduct of the cruelty. So far as persistent refusal from one party to another party of having sexual relationship, this has been considered as cruelty. And the name of the case I have pointed out, Shakuntala versus Om Prakash. So far as the excess drinking is concerned, drinking, habit of the drinking. Now, if there is a normal drink, then the court is not considering it as a serious. But if there is a excessive drinking, or when the drinking is also associated with the physical violence, if the drinking also associated with the physical violence, then naturally the court has taken it very seriously, and this is being actually categorized as conduct of the cruelty. And the name of the case is Rita versus Bridge. This is the Delhi High Court decision. Now, another point is the impotency. So far as the impotency is concerned, it has also been taken by court as a serious factor for the married life. And if one of the party is impotent, then naturally it has been interpreted that this is a serious thing. And if one party is impotent and mental agony create to the other party, naturally this is also a conduct of the cruelty. Similarly, sometime what happens, one party file or lodge a complaint against the other party, and the complaint is regarding the criminal charges. So if there is some criminal charges which is being levied by the one party to the another party, then the court has taken it very seriously, and this also been categorized as conduct of cruelty. Name of the case I want to put before you. The name case is Kalpana versus Surendra. This is Allahabad High Court decision 1985. Here in this case, wife lodged a report against the husband and the other relations, and the warrant were being issued, and they had to take the bail. The court actually considered very seriously, and the conduct of wife has been categorized as conduct of cruelty. Similarly, also in another case, Shyamlata versus Suresh. Here, this is the case of the Punjab and Haryana High Court 1986. Here, the wife lodged a complaint against the husband and in-laws under section 107-151 of CRPC, and this has been taken by Punjab and Haryana High Court very seriously, and declared it will amount to conduct of cruelty. Similarly, also another point, that suppose one party is refusing to have a child. I have already pointed out that a child, that is one of the very important component of the marriage. Why the marriages are being solemnized? Because actually the marriage is having the object, and the object of the marriage is just to procreate the children. Suppose the one party is refusing to have a children. If the one party refusing to have a children, then naturally this is a very serious, and it has been pointed out. It has been pointed out that this is a serious conduct, because ultimate objective of the marriage is to procreate. Law, the son's place for religious purposes. So after considering all the factors, the court has pointed out that under Hindu law, children and particularly the son is being actually considered as a very important component for the life. If only the son, he can very well give the peace to the father and the ancestors. Therefore, it was being considered very seriously. The name of the case versus Sri Ram. Sri Ram. SIRI. So actually, if one party is refusing to have a child, naturally this is very serious one, and it has been considered by. what is the meaning of the mental cruelty? You can very well draw. I have given, I think that more than 10 cases before you. But are you able to draw any inference? What is the approach which was being taken by the court? Whether the court approach was uniform, because some way or other way. Here you can get this information very well from all the decisions that here the conducts which are being committed by the one parties. Mostly the court has tried its best to declare it as a conduct of cruelty. If this happens and this continues for a longer period, the way in which actually the court is interpreting, the court is considering the conduct, that this conduct, they are all coming under the category of the cruelty. And the divorce will be granted very easily. It means the dimension of the cruelty has been expanded. Whether this is good for the society? Answer naturally come out that this is not good for the society. Because here the families or the houses are going to be broken down on small and trifling issues. The issues which are very small, the issues which are very trifling, even in that case also, the court has pronounced that this is the conduct of the cruelty. So now it is very important to analyze whether the attitude which is taken by the court, that attitude is in the right direction or not. If it is the right direction, naturally, this is very simple one. If it is a wrong direction, naturally, it will spoil the whole culture of the Hindu society. Now, after that, I want to also discuss certain cases which are coming on a different heads, where the one part, peculiar behavior means the behavior as was expected. Divorce was being granted on the ground of the cruelty. This is very surprising that the court is actually opening the door wider and wider. Please mind my language. I am here pointing out that the court is interpreting the conduct of the parties in a very wider and wider. And it is so wider and wider that all the conducts, they are coming under the category of the cruelty. In this case, actually, the behavior of the wife that was not proper. The name of the case is Uma Want versus Arjan Devi. Uma Want versus Arjan Devi. Arjan Dev, not Devi. Arjan Dev. This is the case of the Punjab and Haryana High Court 1995. Here actually, conduct was actually put before the court of law. It was pointed out that wife was not obedient and she was declining to the cohabitation. She did not understand the responsibilities of the housewife. After taking the bath, she would not put cloth properly. She urinated outside the house and in her own clothes. So these are the charges which are being actually made against the wife. You can very well understand. This is the circumstance enumerated before court. Wife was not obedient. Obediency means what? This is the subjective satisfaction. This is not the objective satisfaction. But here the court consider it very seriously, and all the conduct which is done by the wife, it has actually declared that amounting to cruelty. It may be possible that wife suffering from any disease. But in spite of that, the wife is not able to dress properly. She also be it was also alleged that wife was urinating out of house and sometime urinating in her clothes. But the court did not enter in the depth of the case. This is unfortunate. Because this is the patriarchal society. In patriarchal society, if the conduct of the wife, which is not very serious one, but if the courts are taking it very seriously, naturally, this will be a hard luck society. And in this case, the peculiar behavior of the wife, it was considered by the court that this is a very important one. And also declared that it amounts to cruelty. So now, attitude of the court required to be analyzed here. That on small issues, the court was actually widening the cruelty terms, and ultimately the result will be destroying of the houses, destroying of the families, destroying of the culture. Another case, there is also non-cordial behavior in matrimonial home. Disrespect to what indulgence in the false criminal complaint amount to cruelty. This is the case of Rama versus Hali Uddar, Punjab and Haryana case. Here you can very well imagine non-cordial behavior. Whether cordial behavior from the wife, cordial behavior we cannot expect it from the relatives of the husband. Suppose relatives of the husband, they are passing remark against the wife or against the parents of the wife, naturally the wife will not be cordial. So, but that was not being actually taken into consideration. Disrespect so to the elders. What is the meaning of disrespect? The court has not actually explained. Disrespect means what? Because in the villages, if the wife is not under the veil mane ghugat, particularly in the village, if the wife is not observing the parda system, we are also getting the comment that this is the disrespect shown to elder. So this is disrespect. If any woman is not under the veil, why should she be under veil? And suppose she is not observing the parda system or she is not covering her face by the veil, so whether we can say this is a ground for which the divorce may be granted. So these are the serious things required to be analyzed, because your approach of the court is very liberal, and the term cruelty, they are being actually interpreted very liberally. Naturally, I am repeating again, this will result in the breaking of the houses. Very bad. But unfortunate is that the court is doing that. Now, another head I want to put before you, birth of illegitimate child. So far as the illegitimate child is concerned, supposing the birth of illegitimate child, naturally, this thing the husband cannot tolerate. And the court has taken the same approach. The name of the case is Madan Lal versus Sudesh Kumar. This is decision of the Delhi High Court 1988. Here actually the wife gave the birth of a child from the date of the marriage. It has been pointed out that this is actually the case where mental agony will be created in the mind of the husband. Mental agony, naturally. This is the case of the mental cruelty. If the husband will be compelled to live and to maintain the illegitimate child, naturally it will be a harsh thing for the husband. So we can very well justify that so far as the birth of illegitimate children are concerned. If illegitimate child is being born, naturally, this may be a mental cruelty. Now, I remind you that, but we have already discussed section 12. Please remember in regard to section 12. And the last ground which is provided under the section 12, what is that? If the wife was pregnant at the time of the marriage and that pregnancy was unknown to the husband. We have already discussed. So this case, no doubt mental agony will be the husband, also be transferred from this head to the head, and that head may be the section 12, and under section 12 1D you can get the ground when the wife was being pregnant at the time of the marriage. So this is also one of the fact which is being considered seriously by the court. Now, so far as the another head is concerned, another head is regarding the irretrievable breakdown of the marriage. It may also amount to cruelty. Irretrievable breakdown. In this light, I want to discuss that here, under Hindu law, we have no concept of irretrievable breakdown. Because here under Hindu Marriage Act, I have already pointed out, in relation to Hindu Act, there are only theory, the second theory is breakdown theory. This is not irretrievable. This is only the breakdown theory. But actually there are certain cases where the Supreme Court, under the Article 142, in the name of the complete justice, here which has been dissolved by the Supreme Court. So here few cases I want to put before you. The case which I want to put before you, that is the case of irretrievable breakdown of the marriage. The name of the case is Ramesh Chand versus Savitri. This is the decision of the Supreme Court, 1995. Here, actually after the 25 year has elapsed, appellant husband, who was the sanitary inspector, and the respondent was the school teacher. So one party was the sanitary inspector, another party was the school teacher. And after the marriage, they were not able to enjoy the company of each other. This was the second round of litigation, started from the trial court to the appellate court. So this is very important that 2 rounds litigation was going on. So ultimately the court has declared that now the relationship between husband and wife, the relationship comes to an end. If marriage is dead, there is no any emotion in the marriage, so therefore it is very good that it should be dissolved. So here, so far as the irretrievable breakdown, it is considered also if the marriage is being broken down completely, naturally, this is also the case of cruelty. Because if they are not able to cohabit with each other, naturally, there is no use to retain the marriage cell. So on this count under 142, there are so many cases you can get where Supreme Court exercising the power under 142 in the name of the complete justice dissolved the marriage. So here, when the Supreme Court found, but this power is only given to the Supreme Court. This power has not been given to the high courts, because 142, actually the Supreme Court has been empowered under the Constitution to do the complete justice. So these are the few cases which are actually I want to discuss, but few cases remain. I do not want to overload you. That's why today I think that this is enough for you. 2 or 3 heads more, and I will discuss tomorrow. So I am inviting questions from that. If you have any confusion, please come out with this or message. I will give the answer. Any person? Any person having any question?
सर जैसे क्रॉस होती हैं अभी भी इंडिया में बहुत सारी, मतलब अगर एक की बहन मतलब एक की हाँ मतलब जैसे एक की सिस्टर कहीं पे मैरिड हो रही है तो वहाँ उसका भाई वहाँ से अगर उसकी बहन होगी उसके सिस्टर के हस्बैंड की तो उससे मैरिज कर लेगा। तो अगर उसमें एक कपल का रिलेशन स्ट्रेन है तो दूसरे कपल के भी रिलेशन पे इफेक्ट पड़ेगा उसका, तो उसमें
पड़ता है, पड़ेगा नहीं?
हाँ पड़ता है। तो उसमें जो दूसरा कपल है वो मेंटल को दे सकते हैं फिर?
देखिए सवाल ये है कि सपोज द वन कपल is not able to cohabit with each other peacefully. You are telling that suppose the effect of that is seen to the other couple and is not normal, and if he is doing some conduct which injured the opposite party, if it is he is doing some conduct which injured the opposite party, here very important component you have to consider it. If suppose there is no conduct, then life is normal. But suppose the second spouse is also not behaving in a simple way, their behavior also being in a different way, and suppose by that changing behavior, if it has impact over the mind of the other spouse, naturally it will come under the category of the cruelty. Very easy. भाई एक आदमी अगर कोई कंडक्ट कर रहा है उसका प्रभाव दूसरे के दिमाग पर पड़ रहा है, मेंटल क्रूएल्टी भी इतना ही बताया गया। मेंटल क्रूएल्टी क्या है? इट इज ए फीलिंग, इट इज ए स्टेट ऑफ माइंड। ये फीलिंग और स्टेट ऑफ माइंड है। अगर एक पार्टी उसका बिहेवियर दूसरे के ऊपर उसके स्टेट ऑफ माइंड पर प्रभावित करता है, उसकी फीलिंग्स पर प्रभावित करता है, नेचुरली ये क्रूएल्टी होगी। अब ये क्यों हो रहा है? इसलिए हो रहा है क्योंकि उसकी सिस्टर जो है वो कहीं और है और वो अपने रिलेशंस को कायम नहीं कर पा रही। तो नेचुरली उससे इंजरी कितनी हो रही है दूसरे स्पाउस को। आंसर?
यस सर।
एनी अदर क्वेश्चन प्लीज? हाँ अरे भाई लिंक नहीं मिल रहा तो लिंक आप ले लीजिए ना। बड़ी दिक्कत तो ये है, हम लोग वी आर नॉट द एक्सपर्ट इन द कंप्यूटर, वी हैव adopting certain procedure and we do that. After that procedure, here every person getting the link. So suppose someone is not getting the link, it will be better to request with the other student. Naturally he will forward the link.
Excuse me, sir. Sir, refusal to have child and not able to procreation of the child is a different thing, because in both conditions son is considered to have. Yes sir.
No, but both are different grounds. Refusal. Now try to understand. Your question is very genuine. I just want to explain. Refusal not to have a child. Refusal means this is the conduct of one party. The conduct of the one party that party is not interested that child should come out from the marriage. It may be husband, it may whatever that may be. So this is actually the conduct which is responsible. But so far as if one party is barren or sterile, I have already pointed out. If she or he is a barren or sterile, naturally, what fault they have committed? There is no conduct. This is actually the thing which is being not completely given by the God. Here, willful refusal not to have a child and unable to procreate the child. Both are the different. In one, you can get very well that here willingly one party is not desirous. This is the conduct of the party. But in the second case, this is not the conduct of the party. This is the God which is responsible. Actually, fertility has not waited. Both are different. Are you getting my answer?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Any more question? Any more question? So tomorrow I will take the class on the same, and tomorrow I will finish the cruelty as a ground of divorce. Because this is a very big chapter I have already introduced you. Here, each and every case is not possible to discuss. But I am trying my best to discuss the maximum cases and the cases which are on different aspects. So 2 or 3 aspects remain. So tomorrow we shall discuss it. Okay. Now please disconnect yourself.